Welcome back to our channel. Today, we will travel back in time to the 1970s, the final golden era of American muscle cars. This was the period when car manufacturers raced to create bold designs and powerful V8 engines before emissions laws and the oil crisis put an end to the fun. In this video, we will take a look at the 10 most eye-catching and unique muscle cars of the 70s. Cars that were not only powerful in performance, but also had rare and distinctive designs. Get ready because the following cars will leave you in awe, from massive spoilers to unforgettable flashy paint jobs. Which unique muscle car will top the list? Let's begin the journey of discovery. Number 10, 1970 Plymouth Superbird. Deserving to be the car that starts off the list, with a look that's impossible to mistake. Just a glance at this bright yellow car, and you'll immediately be struck by the towering rear spoiler and the sharply pointed, aerodynamically optimized front end. Plymouth created the Superbird not only to conquer NASCAR races, but also to lure the legendary driver Richard Petty back to their team. And the result was a true speed machine, equipped with the monstrous Hemi 426 V8 engine, delivering 425 horsepower. This allowed the car to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.5 seconds. A very impressive number for 1970. But it's not just powerful. The Superbird is also funny. Its horn goes beep beep, just like the Roadrunner bird in the cartoon. And of course, the bird's logo was prominently displayed on the rear spoiler. The combination of famous racing performance and humorous cartoon style made the Superbird one of the most unique muscle cars in history. Although it was only produced in 1970, with about 1,920 units, its influence still echoes through the years. Even today, whenever someone spots a car with a huge rear spoiler driving on the streets, almost everyone will immediately think of the legendary Superbird. Number 9, 1970 Dodge Challenger TA. This is a special edition, created to race in the Trans Am series, but at the same time, it could still legally cruise on the streets. Just a quick glance, and you'll instantly be captivated by the striking contrast of the yellow and black paint. The hood is made of fiberglass, entirely painted matte black, with a gigantic air scoop, looking like a suitcase sitting on top of the hood. And that's not all. The most unique feature of the Challenger TA lies in its exhaust system. Instead of exiting from the rear like usual, the car was designed to expel gases from the sides, right in front of the rear wheels, ending in megaphone-style flared exhaust tips. Bold and flashy, but it doesn't stop there. This was also one of the first muscle cars to dare use different tire sizes for the front and rear. The front tires are smaller than the rear ones, giving the car a forward-leaning stance while optimizing performance when cornering at high speeds. As for power, the Challenger TA is equipped with a 340 V8 engine, combined with a 6-pack intake system, featuring 3 two-barrel carburetors. The manufacturer claimed around 290 horsepower, but many enthusiasts at the time believed the actual number was significantly higher. Only 2,399 units were produced in 1970, making the Dodge Challenger TA an extremely rare collectible that is highly sought after today. With its rugged appearance, powerful roar, and deep Trans Am heritage, the Challenger TA truly deserves to be considered a muscle car legend. Number 8, 1970 Buick GSX. Dubbed the Gentleman of Muscle Cars because it hails from Buick, a brand renowned for its luxurious, refined vehicles. However, the 1970 GSX version proved one thing: Buick could also create a speed monster. Under the hood, the GSX Stage 1 hides a 455 cubic inch V8 engine with a capacity of 7.7 liters, finely tuned for maximum power. Horsepower? Around 360 horsepower. But more notably, it boasts a torque figure of 510 pound-feet. A truly spine-tingling pull, one of the most formidable in the muscle car world. With that kind of power, the GSX could easily smoke its tires, lift its front end, and fly down the straightaway, making many competitors back off, even fear it. In terms of design, Buick dressed the GSX in a completely different outfit. There were only two extremely striking color options: Saturn Yellow or Apollo White, complemented by black stripes running along the body and a stylish rear spoiler. The sight of a bright yellow GSX with black stripes running down its sides, appearing at a classic car meet, would certainly draw all eyes. The combination of luxury and performance created the unique, unmistakable charm of the Buick GSX. A car classy enough for a cruise, yet tough and powerful enough to throw itself down the drag strip. Today, the GSX Stage 1 is considered a treasure among collectors, a living testament that even a luxury car brand could rebel and succeed spectacularly in the golden age of muscle cars. Number 7, 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454 LS6. When it comes to pure performance, it would be a huge oversight to leave this car off the list. One of the most powerful muscle cars of all time. When General Motors officially removed engine displacement limits in 1970, Chevrolet didn't miss the opportunity. They quickly stuffed their largest V8, 454 cubic inches, into the Chevelle's midsize body, and the result was the legendary LS6 performance package. The 454 CID LS6 engine was officially rated at around 450 horsepower. But in the car enthusiast community, everyone whispers that the actual number could be as high as 470, even 500 horsepower, nearly double the power of many modern sports cars today. With such immense power, the Chevelle LS6 truly became the drag strip king of its time. It could run the 402 meters in just 12.7 to 13 seconds. And the best part is, it didn't even need any modifications. As for its looks, the 1970 Chevelle SS might appear rather gentle compared to the raw power hiding inside. Its design is boxy, masculine, and neat, only accented by two racing stripes on the hood, the SS logo, and a small 454 badge on the side. It's this contrast between its calm exterior and fierce heart that creates an irresistible allure. A true beast hiding under the skin of a classic, stylish muscle car. In 1970, the Chevelle LS6 was already quite expensive and rare, so very few people dared to shell out for the LS6 package. And that's what makes it a prized collectible among car enthusiasts today. With a reputation as Chevrolet's final steel fist of the muscle car era, the Chevelle SS 454 LS6 will forever hold a place in the hearts of true speed enthusiasts. Number 6, 1970 Pontiac GTO, the Judge. The Pontiac GTO is already considered the car that birthed the muscle car concept in the 1960s. But with the special edition known as the Judge, its coolness and uniqueness truly exploded. The nickname The Judge comes from a humorous catchphrase in a popular television show at the end of the 60s. And Pontiac, with its creative flair, capitalized on that name to draw attention to the 1969 to 1970 GTO model. The GTO Judge made a strong impression with its incredibly bright paint, particularly the vibrant orange. It was almost impossible to look away. It was paired with colorful racing decals and the bold The Judge lettering prominently displayed along the body. At the back, it featured a high rear spoiler, boosting its sporty, aggressive look and adding a lot of character. But it wasn't just the flashy exterior. The Judge had formidable power under the hood. The 1970 version was equipped with a 400 cubic inch V8 Ram Air 3 engine, delivering about 366 horsepower. In fact, customers could opt for the Ram Air 4, an even higher performance version. By 1971, the Judge package was upgraded to the 455 HO-V8 engine. Despite stricter emission standards, the power output remained strong, still enough to make enthusiasts swoon. Unfortunately, even the Judge had to give its final judgment in 1971, when Pontiac was forced to discontinue the package due to plummeting sales. Only a few hundred 1971 GTO Judges were produced, making it one of the rarest GTO models ever made. With its playful personality in its name, eye-catching looks, and true muscle car performance. The Pontiac GTO, the Judge, left an unforgettable legacy in the history and culture of American muscle cars. Number 5, 1973, Pontiac Firebird Trans Am SD455. In 1973, a time when most legendary muscle cars were beginning to lose their edge. Due to stricter emission standards and the oil crisis, the muscle car era was almost coming to an end. However, this car appeared as the final, powerful shot in the dark. In terms of looks, the Trans Am SD455 truly captivates the eye, with its massive Phoenix logo sprawled across the hood, a legendary symbol which Trans Am fans proudly refer to as the Firebird. The 1973 version typically came with a pristine white paint job, with the blue Firebird logo prominently displayed on the front of the car. An unmistakable look, both powerful and artistic. But looking pretty wasn't enough. The SD455 was strong in ways you wouldn't expect. Pontiac quietly developed a special 455 cubic inch V8 engine, featuring numerous high-performance details, forged crankshafts and connecting rods, modified cylinder heads, and a block made with high nickel content, all aimed at creating a true muscle machine, not stifled by the era's regulations. Although Pontiac officially rated the engine at 290 horsepower due to the new SAE net standards, the press of the time estimated that the actual power could reach 310, even 330 horsepower, along with immense torque. This Trans Am was still capable of cutting through the air, keeping Pontiac's pride intact, during a time when the muscle was slowly being throttled. Moreover, the rarity of the SD455 makes it even more special. Less than 300 units were produced in 1973, and only a few were made in 1974. Therefore, owning an SD455 today is a dream for many passionate collectors. The Firebird Trans Am SD-455 was Pontiac's final bold statement. The fire of speed passion for Pontiac never went out, and the image of the Firebird soaring will forever live on in the hearts of its fans. Number 4, 1970 AMC Rebel Machine. This list would not be complete without the Rebels from the small but bold automaker AMC. And the AMC Rebel, the Machine, is the brightest testament to that rebellious, nonconformist spirit. From the very first glance, the Rebel Machine boldly stands out on purpose, with its tricolor paint of red, white, and blue symbolizing the American flag. Eye-catching and unmistakable. AMC did allow customers to choose less striking colors. But honestly, it's the American flag-inspired color scheme that has gone down in history. On the hood, a giant air scoop dominates, also doubling as a prominent tachometer. It practically shouts, "Hey, look at me! Look what I've got!" Built on the platform of the average Rebel sedan, AMC transformed the Machine into a true muscle car, made specifically for those who didn't have a lot of money but had plenty of fire, still wanting the real racing car feel. The car was equipped with a 390 cubic inch V8 engine, tuned to produce around 340 horsepower, enough to help this hefty sedan cover a quarter mile in just over 14 seconds. An impressive number for a small automaker like AMC. However, due to AMC's limited dealer network at the time, the Rebel Machine wasn't produced in large numbers. It's estimated that only about 2,000 to 2,500 units were ever made, making it rare and hard to find today. Although it wasn't as famous as the big players in the Big Three, in the eyes of true muscle car enthusiasts, the Rebel Machine always commands special respect for its rebellious spirit and a design that never looked like anyone else's. This car is like a flag of defiance that even as a smaller car brand, AMC knew how to create real muscle, tough, unique, and full of character. Number 3, 1971 AMC Javelin AMX. Continuing with AMC, we come to the car that helped the brand make an indelible mark on the Trans Am Series racetrack in the early 70s. For 1971, the Javelin was completely redesigned, with a longer, more muscular fastback shape, featuring wide, flared wheel arches directly inspired by professional race cars. The premium AMX version was equipped with the largest engine AMC had ever produced at the time, a 401 cubic inch V8 engine with a claimed output of around 330 horsepower. Although the new measurement standards made the net horsepower seem lower on paper, the actual performance of the Javelin AMX 401 was still impressive, capable of competing head-to-head with the likes of the Mustang or Camaro of the same era. What really set this Javelin apart wasn't just the engine, but also its race car-inspired looks. The long hood with air intake vents and a small rear spoiler mounted on the trunk. The special edition even featured the Mark Donohue rear wing, honoring the driver who brought AMC the 1971 Trans Am Championship. It's safe to say, AMC succeeded in turning the Javelin into a true muscle car, a car that was perfect for both street and ready to hit the track. However, due to AMC being a small company with a limited market share, the number of Javelin AMX 401 units produced wasn't high, making it a rare find today, highly sought after by classic car enthusiasts. Imagine a tiny company like AMC beating both Ford and Chevrolet at the 1971 Trans Am race. That alone is enough to make the Javelin AMX a legend. This car proves that sometimes a small, dark horse can achieve something big, beautiful, unique, and carrying an undeniable aura of victory. Number 2, 1970 Ford Mustang Boss 429. In the runner-up spot, we encounter a name, full of power. Just hearing the word boss is enough to understand, right? Ford created the Boss 429 not to play around, but to dominate the NASCAR racetrack by homologating their brand new 429 engine. This wasn't just a muscle car, but Ford's strategic weapon on the racetrack. In terms of appearance, the Boss 429 looks quite subtle, not much different from other Mustangs of the same era. But just one detail, and you'll immediately know you're standing in front of a big player. The massive air scoop protruding from the hood, like a warning that under here lies a true monster. And indeed it is. Hidden under the hood, which had to be specially cut and modified by Car Craft to fit, is the Boss 429 cubic inch V8 engine. A beast with hemispherical combustion chambers similar to the Hemi, Ford modestly rated it at 375 horsepower. But in reality, when unrestricted by emission control accessories, it could easily produce over 500 horsepower. That power, combined with a 4-speed manual transmission and a 3.91 rear axle, allowed the Boss 9 to run the quarter mile in under 14 seconds in its stock form. And with a little tweaking, it was easily capable of dipping below 12 seconds, an incredible number in the early 70s. It's no surprise that the Boss 429 is considered the rarest Mustang ever produced. Only 859 units were made in 1969 and 499 units in 1970, totaling just 1,358 cars worldwide. This rarity makes each Boss 429 today a true treasure in the eyes of Mustang collectors. The Mustang Boss 429 not only looks majestically imposing, not only is it overwhelmingly powerful, but it also carries an interesting story of the technological battle between automakers during the peak era. If you're lucky enough to spot a classic Mustang with a bulging hood and the Boss 429 logo on the side, then congratulations, you're standing in front of a true muscle car king. Number 1, 1970 Ford Torino Cobra 429. And here it is, the king of uniqueness in the muscle car world of the 70s, crowned the Ford Torino Cobra 429, a car that may not be mentioned as often as the Mustang or Charger, but one that carries the purest muscle car spirit, combined with a design so unusual that only the 70s dared to create. At first glance, the Ford Torino Cobra Jet looks quite simple. A medium-sized fastback, nothing too flashy. But take a closer look at the front of the car. The shark mouth grille, fully expanded, the headlights partly hidden in the grille, creating an aggressive, mysterious look. like a steel shark lurking for its prey. Under the hood, Ford equipped the Torino Cobra with a 4.29 Cobra Jet V8 engine, producing about 370 to 375 horsepower. If you opt for the drag pack package, the power is even more monstrous. Despite its large frame, this Torino could still sprint the quarter mile in the low 13-second range, a performance that rivals even the smaller cars of its time. Why is the Torino Cobra so powerful? Partly because of its NASCAR heritage. This car is the descendant of the Torino Talladega, which once dominated high-speed oval tracks. And interestingly, despite its impressive performance, the Torino Cobra was somewhat under the radar in the market. Why? Because it was overshadowed by its sibling, the Mustang. As a result, the Torino's sales were very low, with far fewer units produced compared to the Mustang in the same year. However, it's precisely this rarity that makes the Torino Cobra so valuable and incredibly noteworthy today. Imagine owning a muscle car with a Cobra emblem, but not a Shelby Cobra, and not a Mustang, but a wide-bodied, uniquely styled, powerful Torino that stands out from anyone else. The Ford Torino Cobra 429 is exactly that, a true gem in the muscle car world. A combination of raw power, unusual design, and rare collectability. And because of all this, there's no doubt, it absolutely deserves to top the list of the most beautiful and unique muscle cars of the 1970s. Earlier, we took a look at the 10 most unique American muscle cars of the 1970s. Each of these cars has its own distinct personality, some with towering spoilers, looking like they stepped out of a cartoon. Others adorned with the bright colors of the American flag, full of pride. And then there are those that hide their monstrous power under a refined and composed exterior. The 1970s truly was a fascinating transitional period, when car manufacturers unleashed their creativity, showcasing their unique character and flair, before being forced to tame themselves by stringent regulations and the changes of the times. I hope that through this video you've had a visual treat and perhaps felt a bit of nostalgia for a golden era of American muscle car culture. Now it's your turn. Which of the 10 cars we mentioned left the biggest impression on you? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you don't miss any exciting videos coming up. Thanks for watching until the end, and I'll see you in the next journeys full of passion, speed, and emotions. Goodbye for now, and take care.